Governor of Illinois.
No, you started filming President Obama a year before he even announced that he was going to run. Why were you filming him even back then?
We did. Well, these two filmmakers who are here with us today approached me and my partners about the idea of chronicling then Senator Obama's experiences in his first term in the Senate, and kind of looking at American politics and government through that, and introducing a new generation to the ins and outs of government and politics. Yeah, we were all struck by him.
Sure, obviously. I mean, and then jackpot when, of course, he announced he was going to run. And my question is, because I watched it, and then you see these really intimate moments with Sasha and Malia at home in the kitchen with the First Lady, and before she was. Were there times, I mean, did President Obama look back on this and say, okay, I don't want everything in this that you had? Or did you get to run with all the footage that you originally got?
We did show it to the Obamas and to the senior staff who were in the film, but they didn't ask us to take anything out at all. It was really we did have an unprecedented access to his experiences and those of his advisors and all the campaign staff. So it really is a very intimate look at the inside of a campaign as you go through it.
I mean, even their phone calls to their dad on the trail. I mean, it was really, I thought they definitely had some moments where I thought maybe they would say, maybe not the girls.
Yeah.
Interesting that they didn't.
They were remarkably cooperative. I think it had a lot to do with the fact that they knew that we weren't the media. We weren't
Fox News. So
no, and we weren't even. They knew that we were trying to do something for the long record, for the historical record, a perspective on how that piece of history of his election, was actually engineered from the inside.
Now, Obama's approval ratings have changed a bit since this has been done. Do you think this is going to have an effect on people, whether they'll want to see this?
No, and it's not for Obama supporters either. It's I think whether you're a Republican strategist or an Obama fan or anybody who you can never diminish the fact of his election. It was a global.
I can speak from the other side. I think it's a historic thing to actually take part in and watch, and I think objectively just seeing the process is quite interesting.
Yeah, I think there's no, from any angle that you come at politics, I think there's a lot that's very revealing about
that movie, The War Room, about Clinton. It was just interesting to see what they were doing, no matter who it was.
I think it's as much a portrait of the democratic process and the electoral process as anything else.
You're also sort of my hero because you're running the New York Marathon this week, and I think that's outstanding.
Thank you.
But what I found interesting is that you trained in Africa. So can you talk a little bit about that?
I did. I was traveling this summer. Yeah, here's some pictures of us running.
Amazing.
This is in the Maasai tribal areas of southern Kenya. I'm on the board of an organization working on ecosystem conservation that works in partnership with this Maasai community. And we had raised money in over the years, but we decided we wanted to do something a little more dynamic, so we put together a team. So three of these guys from Kenya are living with me currently in New York.
Yeah. Oh, really?
So they're going to run the marathon. Yeah, and they're going to run the marathon with you.
Absolutely, yeah.
Are they going to wear their traditional
They are,
garb?
yeah. This is
when they run.
They run in sandals made out of old Michelin tires.
Right.
And
Yeah.
And
now, are you going to be running in traditional garb as well, or
I think that burgundy and blue checks don't really sit with me.
Well, it might.
Good luck.
Did you lose weight?
Thank you. You kind of lose it some places and put it on in others.
Yeah,
really. So it's kind of.
Even if you had lost weight, how could you tell? I mean, Edward is he's one of those actors who, whenever you see him, you think he's put on a gazillion pounds when you're watching the performance, and then you realize, no, it's still his body, it's still him. He's a kid.
You're playing twins on next movie, right?
Yeah, I've always wanted to, act against myself.
Act against yourself.
I thought that would be fun.
That's great.
It was interesting. No, but the marathon is intimidating, but I think it's an iconic New York event. Like,
how are they handling being in New York? Is this their first time?
One of them's been before. He's the president of the trust. The other two, it's their first time out of their village.
Right. So what's it like, New York City?
They are they're very stoic guys, but I can see that they're one of the things they think is the weirdest is people walking dogs and cleaning up after them. They cannot get over that.
Well, they're in Africa, a lot of animals there.
Yeah,
with a big pooper scooper in